Shout out to G-Man Boxing.
Alright, people, quick bit of news here. So, Frank Warren and Queensbury, they have recently announced that they have signed newly turned over professional Moses Itauma. It says he signed a long-term promotional deal with Frank Warren, and Queensbury will turn pro on BT Sports. He's recently just turned 18. He won gold for England at the World Youth Championships last month. I also seen him at another championship. I think it was another youth kind of championship thing. It might have been European back in April, which was in Bulgaria. I think it was in Bulgaria anyway. And that was the first time I really got a look at him. Looked at a couple of his fights, and he looked impressive. In terms of this signing, we've seen a few amateurs turn over. Now, they're turning over quite early in the Olympic cycle. I would imagine more likely is because with boxing in the Olympics now, it's kind of an uncertainty. I mean, for 2028, it doesn't look like at the minute boxing's going to be there, but it's still not necessarily a done deal that it's going to be there in 2024. So I think over the course of the next year, we're going to see a lot of amateurs, I should say, turn over into the pro games. I really do. Now, in terms of Moses Itauma, Delicious Ori, I think is how you pronounce his name, he's really the kind of guy Team GB are looking at in terms of heavyweight in the next cycle. So he was going to probably be a kind of hit and a miss would he actually get to the Olympics if in fact they're going there. But I looked at him. He was only 17. There was a particular fight he fought over in, I think it was in Bulgaria. I think it was in Sofia is how you pronounce it, in Bulgaria. And he fought, I think he was a Bulgarian fighter or a Croatian fighter, one or the other. And this kid's only 17. Now, he looks, for a 17-year-old, he's a heavyweight. He's a southpaw, and the athleticism, the speed, the punching power, just in that one round, it was just all there. The way he was snapping that left hand straight down the middle, he ended up stopping the guy with a body shot in the first round. And I thought he looked, you get sent clips of fighters, and, people would always message me and say, look at this fighter, what do you think? Or this amateur, or this newly turned over pro. And, it's very seldom, no disrespect to a lot of these fighters, but you look at them and you just think, fairly run-of-the-mill, bit of hand speed there, bit of this, bit of that, but nothing that really jumps out at you. When I see Moses Itauma, I was like, damn, this kid is talented. This kid is talented. And Frank Warren is the one who signed him. Now, I think that Frank Warren, for him, that's a big one. That's a big signing. It's a big name to move over, because I have very, very high hopes for this kid. Very high hopes. And he's done that before. He done it with Daniel Dubois. Now, with Dubois had only recently, I think, broke into the seniors on Team GB. I think when Dubois turned over, he was only about 19. I think he was only about 19 years old. So Frank Warren at that time was talking about him, being the youngest heavyweight champion from the UK. And obviously that didn't happen. I think with Dubois, Dubois has talent, there's ability there. But he's very slow, he's very stiff, very robotic. He's great punching power, and he's great physical strength, natural strength, So there are Dubois' attributes. I see a lot more in Itauma. I think that his strength is going to improve. He already looks quite strong, even when, now he's 18 now, but at the time he was 17. He already looked decent, to have a decent amount of strength. The punching power, I think, is there. The speed is there. The technique is there. There's so much to this kid's game that I think he's just going to just absolutely find his feet very quickly in the heavyweight division. I'm looking forward to this. I'm really looking forward to seeing his debut. Now, Hatman, I know, was talking about him potentially breaking Mike Tyson's record as youngest heavyweight champion. I'm going to go and say I doubt it very much, to be honest with you. Not that he's not good, he is. It's just Tyson, he had a crazy number of fights. I think in his first year, didn't he have something like 15 or so fights in his first year? We don't see that level of activity these days. Now, in 2 years' time, the heavyweight division, I personally believe the heavyweight division is going to look a lot different. I suspect that Alexander Usyk will be retired by then. I can't see Usyk being in the heavyweight division in 2 years' time. And Fury, Likewise, I doubt that we'll see him around in 2 years' time. I could be wrong about Fury, but I suspect he probably does. He's probably contemplating it as well, 1 foot out the door. So that would essentially free up a lot of the belts, free up all the belts. So, depending on the champion who has a particular title, potentially, yeah. I mean, Frank Warren has always had a good relationship with the WBO. So, I mean, who has that title in 2 years' time? I do not know. If it's somebody particularly weak or someone like that, you never know. I doubt he'll break Tyson's record, but I'm not sure who the youngest British heavyweight champion is. Is it Bob Fitzsimmons? Is it Bob Fitzsimmons? No, it's not him, is it? Can't remember now who the youngest British heavyweight champion is. But do I think he could beat that record? Yeah, he probably could. Probably could anyway. But I think 20, because Mike Tyson was 20, and I forget exactly the days. But I think that might be a bit too ambitious to go down that road. You never know. Frank Warren is good at managing fighters' careers and, going the traditional route. Apart from Anthony Yarde, that one he just seemed to forget everything. But I think that this is a great move for him. It's a great addition into the heavyweight division. And for Frank Warren, this signing really will pay dividends in the long run. I mean, I could see him really being in some great fights in years to come. And I think that he has just a brilliant looking style. He's fast. I think he's talented as hell. And I think that for Frank Warren to go and get him in now, brilliant move. Masterstroke from Frank Warren, I really do. I think it's a great move. I think BT Sport will be happy with that because they're probably looking for the future stars after the Tysons, obviously Usyk doesn't fight on BT, but you know what I mean. After Tyson is gone, Joyce, etc., who's next? Well, I think that Moses Itauma, he is that guy. I really do think that. I think he's tremendous. So let me know your thoughts on this. Have you seen him? If you haven't, I recommend you go and watch some of his amateur fights. Again, I think he is massively talented, tremendous talent. So definitely give him a watch. Hope you enjoyed the video, people. Smash the like button if you could. Subscribe, of course, if you haven't already. For now, lads and lassies, I'll talk to you. Peace.